My favorite part of the Kyrie Irving trade has to be that Kyrie receives a $2 million trade bonus for being moved to the Dallas Mavericks. So, in the past few days, Kyrie was traded to the Dallas Mavericks in exchange for Spencer Dinwiddie, Dorian Finney-Smith, a 2029 Mavericks first-round pick, and 2 second-round picks. He formulates one of the most dangerous backcourts in the NBA now with Luka Doncic, and just adds to the list of great players that he's played with: LeBron, Durant, and now Doncic. On the court this season, Kyrie is having a great year. He was named an all-star starter and is averaging 27 points a game, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists. He's proving why he is one of the most dangerous offensive players in the NBA, someone who can score at all 3 levels. His ball handling is some of the best in NBA history, and there is definitely a lot of potential with his fit with Luka Doncic. We've seen him play with LeBron, who is a similar offensive creator to Luka Doncic, someone who dominates the ball but is also a good passer. And you think the Mavericks will definitely have a great offense with those two in the backcourt, given they're both such great scorers, given Kyrie's ability to spot up and shoot threes and also attack off the dribble. But there are some concerns with Kyrie going to the Mavericks on the Mavericks side of things. And the first one has to be Kyrie Irving himself, who's proven again and again over the past couple of years why he is one of the most erratic players in the NBA. Like less than a week ago when he requested a trade out of nowhere because he didn't get an extension he wanted from the Brooklyn Nets. And that extension is a cause for concern for the Dallas Mavericks, in my opinion, because Kyrie is going to want an extension in the summer, and he has an expiring contract, so he's out of contract this summer. And the Dallas Mavericks, if they want to keep him, could be forced to pay him a lot of money over 4 years. And given Kyrie's reliability, given the amount of times he's asked out or created chaos in a situation, I'm not sure if the Dallas Mavericks are going to want to do that or going to want to commit that much money to a guy who hasn't proven he can stay on the court for a whole year, especially come playoff time. If you go through Kyrie's last 5 playoffs, 2022, last year he was swept by the Celtics. 2021 and 2020, he was injured. He got injured in the Bucks series and he missed the whole bubble with injury. The year before in the Celtics, he just gave up on the team in the second round against the Bucks, and then in 2018 he was injured. So Kyrie is not a reliable player, and I'm not sure if he's someone the Mavericks can depend upon to be on the court every game with Luka Doncic. To add, I think one of the biggest problems with the Dallas's current construction is their lack of defenders. They traded Finney-Smith, who is the guy they put on the best player every game and who is their best defender, and now you look at the Dallas Mavericks roster, and it's really a lot on Josh Green, who is still very young and who is their best defender right now. Apart from that, you look at their starting lineup. Kyrie is not a good defender. Luka's pretty average. Players like Christian Wood are not known for being defenders at all. So that could cause a real problem for the Mavericks, especially come playoff time, and is almost the opposite of their construction last year, which what led them to the conference finals and made them so successful was Luka and Brunson and Dinwiddie in the backcourt being able to put up points, but also their defense with players like Finney-Smith, with players like Bullock, with players like Maxi Kleber, and now Finney-Smith is gone, and Kleber and Reggie Bullock have really fallen off a cliff overall. So I think this trade is a massive risk for the Mavericks. And to add, this also really hurts their flexibility going forward, just giving up that first-round pick. They're only going to get so many swings to put a second player around Luka Doncic, who is the center of their franchise. And this is another swing. They're giving up 2 quality starters as well as a first-round pick. The Porzingis trade didn't work out for the Mavericks, and this Kyrie one presents a huge risk for them. And it's one of the reasons why I'm not a big fan of this trade. I think it shows a lot of desperation on the Mavericks side of things. For the Nets, they were put in a very, very difficult situation when Kyrie asked out right near the trade deadline, threatening to maybe hold out for the rest of the season and out of contract at the end of the season. They didn't want to give him a big extension. That's totally understandable given what he's proven over the past couple years. And In exchange, they receive a first round pick, which I think is very good compensation, as well as two quality starters. They get Dinwiddie, who's averaging 18 points a game and shooting 40% from three. His contract is pretty good, $21 million for next year. And then they also get Dorian Finney-Smith, who is the archetype for a 3-and-D player in the modern NBA. A player that every team desires, someone who can shoot the three and who can defend the other team's best player at the wing position. And he has on a great contract, $12 million this year, $13 million the year after that, and then finally $14 million, and then a $15 million player option. So they have him for the rest of this year and 2 more years guaranteed on a great value contract. And you look at the Nets roster now, it's really all around Kevin Durant. They have a lot of very good defenders now with Finney-Smith, Royce O'Neal, Nick Claxton, who's a Defensive Player of the Year candidate this year, Kevin Durant, and Ben Simmons, who we'll see if he remembers how to play basketball. This trade also gives them more flexibility going forwards. In the summer, they'll have picks to trade, as well as Dinwiddie and Finney-Smith, who are both on good contracts, and we'll have to see what they do then. In terms of this year, a lot depends on Kevin Durant and when he comes back from injury. There was a report that he's not going to play on the All-Star game, so it seems like it'll be at least a couple more weeks. If they do get all healthy, you think about them in the playoffs. I can't see them winning the championship or going to the finals, but I could definitely see them winning a series with all the good defenders they have around the main guy in Kevin Durant. And really, they're put in a very difficult situation by Kyrie, and by doing this trade, they get more flexibility. They still have a decent roster this year. Again, Dinwiddie and Finney-Smith are really good players. So overall, those are my thoughts on the Kyrie Irving trade. Thank you for watching.